Good evening. 716 Delta Mike here. Gonna fly the King Air 350 this evening out of New Haven over to Nantucket. Short little hop, probably, I don't know, 35, 40-minute flight. I hadn't even looked at really what kind of routes we got here. Can we get anything up here? Yeah, so direct is an option. Straight out across the water. Let's see what kind of suggested routes we might have here in ForeFlight. So we've got 4 times cleared a month ago. That looks like this. Well, that's a little bit indirect, isn't it? It's everywhere. It's better. That one's cleared 9 times. To flight level 250. That's probably the right one right there. Why don't we do that? Depot T216. It's been cleared 9 times. I think we're going to go there. We'll select that. That's going to give us a route. And so that's looking like 43 minutes. We'll give that a shot. Let's get this off of here and let's do a little weight and balance here. I'm going to clear these tip tanks out. I think we're going to need all that. We'll jump this up to about 80% on our fuel. All right, so that's got us at 12,952. We'll add a little payload here. 14,200. That gets us below our max takeoff weight. And let's adjust our CT here just a little bit. Ten. All right. Weights and balances are set. We've got ground power hooked up. I'm going to jump inside and just double check. Push our props to the forward position, make sure okay, all that's working. We're just double checking our levers here real quick. Get those shut off here, make sure off and off. All of our switches are in the off position. And that should be in the off position. So we got auto. All right, that's looking good. I did GSX Pro, so that turned on our power. Seems like a little bit, but let's go ahead and hit our battery and external power, and we'll go ahead and hit the avionics. We'll get our flight plan set up here. What kind of flight altitudes we got here? So we got, we'll go to 250.
TOS system test OK.
For the plan. That's got us a tailwind of about 22 knots. All right, so let's go ahead and plan in 250 here. All right, there's 25. And we're going to go ahead and start plugging in our route. So we've got to be the bays. There's bays. And then seal. All right, and then from there, we're going to pick up an airway. So we'll load an airway, and that would be the Victor 188. And I guess we're going to get off of that at Gone. Yep, right there. So we'll load that. And now we're going to need KACK. All right, Nantucket. We're going to need to load a procedure in here. We're going in on the depth 1 arrival. Deep 1. And that's at the Gone transition. So that'll load that. So load that arrival. So we got Gone. Let's verify here what we got. So let's seal. Then we're picking up our Victor 181 to Gone, and we're going to get off there. That's KACK. Let's preview this route, see what that looks like. It looks exactly like what we're going to want. All right. And what do we got for approaches? Let's see what the weather is currently in Nantucket. But we got low IFR, so this is not going to be good. We got the time real back, but we're flying real weather. Winds are 030 at 6. Overcast at 300 feet. Well, we're going right down to minimums here. It's got a miss. May not be a good approach, but we're going to give it a try. Okay, so winds are 030, and we've got 06 or 24, or it looks like 06 is going to be the runway. All right, so procedure approach. We got an ILS. We got an RNAV also. Let's see what the RNAV looks like. I feel like that maybe is not a great option. All right, let's go back. Let's look at the ILS here. And where are we going? Okay. The RNAV for 06 coming in here. We could go right there. We'll just take that. We'll plan the RNAV, and that's going to go us flying back over the top of the airport, doing a procedure turn, and then coming back in. Let's try it. What do you think? Let's try to do that. That's the ILS, though. We don't want the ILS, do we? Yeah, we'll fly the ILS. Why not? All right. So back. All right, let's get this off, and let's go back into here. And then now we need to load another procedure. We want to load our approach in the ILS for 06. And we're going to pick that up at ACK. We'll load the approach. All right. Now what do we got? All right. 300. Here's our arrival. All right, we got a hold here at 2,300 feet, but we can exit that. All right. I think we've got our route plugged in here. Let's make sure this is on standby. And actually, let's go ahead and make sure we're fully repaired. Reset all that. Refill the oxygen. And we are no failure zone. This can go to standby. And let's go ahead and get our rudder boost and trim boost set to on. We will get our nav light on, and let's get beacon light on because we're going to get ready to get fired up here. We're going to get our props to the full forward. All right, good here. Rudder boost electric trim is on. We got nav lights on. We got beacon lights on, and we've got fuel pumps off. We got fuel showing in. Auxiliary has got none. All right, cross feed. There we go. All right, so with that, we can go avionics off. Should be able to go external power off. We'll get GSX to go ahead and dismiss the GPU. And then we're going to get ready to start up here. Here comes the guy to pick up the GPU. We're going to get ourselves started up here. All right, so GPU is going away. We already have our battery on, and let's make sure we got props all cleared. All right, we're all good here. We got rudders. All right, that's all working good. Let's go ahead and do one more thing. Let's get this yoke out of the way. All right, so let's clear the props, left and right clear, and let's go ahead and get ready to start up. So we're going to go right side start. All right, here we go. Watching, here we go through 10. At 20, we're going to introduce fuel. So here we go. Fuel coming in on the right side to low idle. All right, and we have light off. ITT. And there's the rollback. And we're coming through 50. And right side off. Right side gen on. Right side gen reset. We'll get our right side inverter on. We'll get our avionics on. Let things stabilize here just for a minute. And then we're going to go right side to high idle. Give that a chance to stabilize here. I like that red line for ITT. Okay, this is okay. Here's your start up here though. So we didn't get a hot start there. I was worried for a minute. It's been a little while. All right, so left side starter coming on, and here we go. Torque is coming up. There's through 10. As we come to 20. All right, we're going to introduce fuel to low idle. Fuel to low idle and light off. And up to 9,000. All right, and ITT rollback. And we're coming through to 50. All right, and we'll get our starter off. Get our left side gen on and reset. We'll get our left side inverter on. All right, we got a good start. Make sure everything's stabilizing here and while we're thinking about it. Let me verify what our altimeter is here is 2979. 2979. 2979 is set. All right, let's look around here for just a minute. So we got 57 degrees here in the cabin, so let's go ahead and get some enviros coming on. Alright, and we're on auto there. Verify rudder trim, our electric trim and rudder boost is on. We'll get our cabin rate set here. We're going to play over 250, so here's what we need to do. We need to set our cruise altitude here. It's going to be 25,000 set. All right, that's looking good. All right, and winds here in New Haven are 100 at 7. So what do we got for runways here? We got runway 20 is going to be the option here. 20 or 02, winds are at 100, so we're going off 20. Not really much better, but all right, so let's double check our GPS here. We got no departure really in there. All right, so select a runway. We'll do that in 4th flight here. So 20, there we go. So it's 20, so we're going to be taking off to the south, and then we're going to make a right turn, cross the water there, and go direct to Bays. That's what we're going to do. I don't think we got any ATC tonight, so we're going to be just flying this on our own here. All right, so let's go up top. We need to get that on, get our lights on here. We don't need emergency lights right now. Check our left gen, right gen, triple feed, battery. That's all looking good. All right. We've got a good start here. Not sure how we're going to get out of this spot here. I didn't get a pushback. I wonder if we can call pushback here.
To stop the engines to request ground services.
No. All right, we're not doing that. So we'll back ourselves out of here. All right, let's bring our right side engine back down to low idle. We'll get our flaps set for departure. And with that, I think we want get our windshield heat on. Vents, pitot heats, the install warnings are all on. We'll get our ignitions and stuff going here before we get out of here, and we'll get our flood light on the tail, and let's get a taxi light on here. All right, parking brake is off. Can we do a little bit of reversers here? So yeah, there we go. We're just going to slowly back ourselves up here. Go back to... Alright. Get ourselves turned here. Now we got to get our way to runway 20 here. So we're going to just ease our way over this way onto hotel. Something's not quite matched up here. There we go. I know how we get out of here. There we are. Alright. Moving on. Do need to check a couple of things here. Initial heading 305. We'll get that set while we're taxiing out here. 305. All right, 305 is set. And we're going to get a heading of 200. So we're going to need to make a right here. Let's see, am I looking correctly here? Yep, right there. All right.
Approaching runway 0220.
Alright, so we're still looking for a heading of 200. Roll our heading bug around here. That should be about 200 there. Square that up when we get to the runway. This is the black square analog version of the King Air, if anybody was wanting to know. Flying out of New Haven, Connecticut. Looks like the weather is going to be kind of yuck, so I think we're going to have some very low minimums. Our cabin's already warmed up to 70 degrees in here.
Approaching runway 20. Entered runway 20. 5,400 feet remaining.
We're going to bring it to a stop here. We're going to set our parking brake for just a minute. Parking brake is set. We're going to go back up to the overhead and just double check. We're going to get some of these lights on here. It's going to give us some lighting here on this panel. Alright, and we're going to get our auto ignitions on, we're going to get our anti-ice on, and our auto feather on. We'll get our landing lights on, taxi lights off, recog lights are coming on, and strobe light can come on. And we're going to need to get our left and right hand fuel pumps to the on position, and I think we are going to be just about ready here. And New Haven traffic, November 350 Kilo Romeo, depart be lining up runway 20, New Haven. Alright, parking brake's coming off. lined up out here. All right, there's the lineup. We'll stop her right here. And let's verify our heading bug. Let's get our heading bug synced up. There we go. Our intercept heading is set for 305. That's to get onto our own course. And let's go down here and we will set heading bug. The flight directors are on for heading mode. And let's bring the props up now and get them on the governor. Here we go. Cargo brakes are released and takeoff power is coming in. Be careful not to exceed your red line on your ITT and torque for the departure. All right, here we go. Positive rate and gears coming up. Yaw damper is coming on. All right, yaw damper is on. Flaps are coming up. A little bit of back trim here to hold our attitude. Hold our pitch. All right, there's 160. Autopilot's coming on, and let's go. Indicated airspeed set. Autopilot is on, yaw damper's on, heading select, indicated airspeed. We're climbing. And we're at about 170. We're going to pitch for about 160 for the climb. And we're going to bring our torque back just a little bit, and we're going to start bringing our RPMs back here. Let's go ahead and get our prop sync on. And let's get our landing lights also off. Let's get our RPMs rolled back here to about... There we go for the climb, and then we'll take our torque and come back up to about 90% for the climb now. All right, and we're going to start making a right-hand turn now. We've already broken through, so now we're going to make a right turn to 270. Already broke through all the weather. And now that we're through, we'll go ahead and get our anti-ice off. We won't need that. Prop ice need as well. All right, we're climbing at 160 knots. Let's go ahead and now pitch for about 170 in the climb. So we'll nose it down just a little bit. There we go. Pitch for about 170 in this climb. We got to keep an eye now. See, our torque is climbing, so we're going to come back on the torque a little bit here. Got to make sure we always watch the torque. All right. All right, now we're going to make another right-hand turn now. Got to go intercept bays here. Kind of vectoring ourselves here. Right turn to 300. There we go. No, we don't want to go there. We want to go over here to 000. Sorry about that. Our vector to the north, 360 on the heading. That was a little bit of my bad here. All right. So now we're going to want to get a direct bays in here. So this is showing bays to seals. I'm not sure why that is. So we need a direct bays. Activate direct bays. And then let's go nav mode. Oh. Alright. Course should be 026 now. Dial our course over here to 026. There we go. Get our heading bug synced up here as well. Alright, torque is still good at 90%. climbing. All right, we did need to get our fuel pumps to the off position. We are climbing just about 2,000 feet, about 1,900 feet per minute right now through 8,000. We're still at about 70 degrees here in the cabin. That's looking good. Get our weather radar on here, which we probably should have already had on. So you can see the GPS here. We're direct base. Now we're going to be making our right turn now. And this is where we're going to be picking up the seal here momentarily. Yep, there we go. There's the switch to seal. So there we are. To seal is 7.9 miles. Right here. 7.9. And that course should be 055. So we'll go ahead and tune 055 here on the course. There we go. Let's go ahead and sync up our heading bug. There we go. One thing we can do with the new mod here with the black squares, you can click up here and you can actually see your autopilot panel versus having to look down here. I typically like to look down there, but it's kind of nice being able to see that. So yaw damper, nav mode, autopilot, indicated airspeed. So alright, so torque is falling off just a little bit. We'll add just a little bit of torque, keep it up around 90% here for the climb. Adding just a little bit of torque there. We are still performing well. We're still climbing about 1,925 feet per minute. You can see that here in fourth flight. And now 1950. Just below 2,000 feet per minute in the climb here. It's looking pretty good. And you can see we're going to come up to seal. We're going to pick up the Victor 188 there, going to the east over to the what is that? New London Groton, New London VOR. Okay. All right, through 13,000 now. Screenshots there. Alright, we just picked up the Victor 188. We're on a course of 109. So let's go ahead and dial our course needle up to 109. And let's sync our heading bug back up. There we go. Through 14.6. Torque has fallen off just a little bit. We'll go ahead and increase our torque again up to about 90%. There we go. We have not firewalled it yet. We're getting close. We'll keep on climbing up to 250 for this flight. Alright, so we've been airborne just under 10 minutes, about 9 minutes so far. And We have not got a top of descent in here just yet, but we will start to work on VNAV here shortly. We need to study our plate. So let's look at that plate for a minute. We're going to pick up the Groton VOR, so that's right here. So we'll be in here to Mink and down to Dep. And looks like we got to expect 11,250 knots. And then we'll continue our path down this direction and in here to Saudi. So we depot at 11,250 knots. So let's check that out.
Transition altitude.
Right. Transition altitude. So let's go ahead and 2992. Let's get that set. 2992 is set. And let's get back to our GPS here and let's find. There we go. We need to expect 11,000 feet here. So we want to go 1, 1, 2, 3, and enter. And we're going to want to save that. So now we need to be 11,000 feet at depot. And ATIS would be 127.5. We can go over here and take a look at Nantucket's information. Here we go, airport information. That's what I was looking for here, frequencies. So ATIS is going to be 127.5, so we'll go ahead and activate that for now, and then we would be a Boston approach. .26.1, we'll go ahead and put that in standby, and then we'll flip these. We don't have ATC on tonight, so all right, take a look, see where we're at. So we're coming up through 20,500. Our torque has fallen off just a little bit, so we need to verify that we need to push up a little bit more. We'll be aiming for about 90. I got sidetracked there messing with the GPS, so all right, so there we are at 90. At it. I'm basically firewalled at this point, so I'm all the way full forward, and we are topping out, so that's about all we got. And we're still climbing at about 1,500 feet per minute, up to 25,000, passing through 21.4 now. Let's go back to our GPS for a minute. This is going to update our VNAV information here. So yeah, it's targeting depot at 11,000. Current rate of descent on a 3-degree angle would be about 1,430 feet per minute right now. But it's not saying our top of descent's still another 8 minutes out, so got a little bit of time before we're gonna descend back down, but we are not gonna be at cruise very long before we start our descent. And then our ILS, going to need to be down at 1,700 at Craig. So let's see. There's 1,700 Craig, above 2,300. Okay, this is looking good. This has got our hold. tempo. Okay, 11,000 here. Sadly, we're going to go ahead and put some other information in here. We want to be down at 5,000 here. Enter. We'll be at 5. Yeah. Save. Alright. Just about to level off here at cruise. 24.4 now. Still climbing just over 1,000 feet per minute, about 1,200. 400 feet to go. All right, here comes the level off. I'm gonna let our speed build up here just a little bit. And then we're going to set ourselves up for cruise power. Alright, so course of 100 right now. Get our heady bug synced up here. And we are about 309, 310. We're gaining some speed now. Alright, so what we want to do is bring our torque now back to, let's bring her back to about 70% for the cruise. And about 1,500 on the RPMs. We'll hold it about 75% there. All right, and now we're up to around 324 knots over the ground. Not bad. And looks like we got about a minute and 15. What's our VNAV looking like here? So we're targeting 11,000. It's going to be 17, or we're going to be pushing 2,000 feet per minute on the descent. Be 5,000 at set.
Vertical track.
All right. There's our reminder that we're about to start our descent in 1 minute. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put 11,000 in here. There's 11,000 set. Okay. Got 329 knots now over the ground and about 200 indicated. Alright, so there could stop a descent here. So let's go ahead and hit indicated airspeed. And we're going to pitch for about 220. And we're going to pull the power back a little bit here. And we're going to be looking here. So we need about 1,800 feet. In indicated airspeed mode, we'll be able to just adjust our power just a little bit to kind of get to the vertical speed required. So we need just shy of 2,000. So there's 1,500. We're going to let her settle in here at about 220 knots. Pull the power out a little bit more here. We're down to about 40% on the torque. We're coming in really close now to that 1,800 feet required. Just a little bit more. pretty good now. It's about 1650. We might need to pull just a little bit more power out here. Let's get her to about 31%. Here we go. 1800. Right, we're right at it. What's vertical speed required here? We're looking at this in the bottom right-hand corner here. It's now telling me 1790 required. Bottom of descent's in about 14 minutes. And that's looking about right. I could just add just a touch, nudge the power just a little bit. So here you can see we're 220 knots. We're indicated airspeed, nav mode, yaw damper's on, autopilot. There we go. So the plan was to cross Meek. Was it Meek? No, it's Depot at 11,000. Depot at 11,000. After that, we're going to go down to 5,000. That's Saudi, and then we'll pick up a CK. Yeah, there we go. Still needing about 1600. Nudge the power up just a little bit more here. Just to kind of slow our descent just a little bit. We only need about 1660. We're going at about 1700 right now. Pretty close. Still maintaining that 220 knots. Into Nantucket. I think I need to pick up some of that scenery off Flight Sim TO. I don't believe I have it, but maybe we'll do that another time. Just wanted to get a good quick flight in this evening before we're headed back to work on Monday. $1,600 feet required. We're right at it. Passing through 18,000.
Nearest altimeter 2981.
2981 is nearest. What do we got for Nantucket right now? 2981 it is, so let's set 2981. How about it? 2981 is set. Do 17.3 now. VNAV is telling me we need about 1,600 feet per minute. We're sitting right on top of that target. And we are about 19 miles from Depot. See Depot here is our next waypoint in the GPS, and there we are at 18.8. That lines up here. So we're going to cross that at 11, and then we'll continue ourself down to 5,000 after that. See how we're looking here on the core flight. Does look like it's going to be a challenging approach for us because the weather is low IFR right now. Visibility is 1 1/4 miles, so if this matches up, we're going to have a yuck approach. So let's go ahead, and our decision height right now is set to 200 feet. We're going to leave it there. For our minimums, that's going to be awfully low, but I suspect we're going to be all over it before we 3-3 on the course. expect we're going to be all over that minimum of 200 before we can see the runway. We're going to do our best, though. All right, we are doing the ILS, so we're going to need a 109.1 frequency. So 109.1 is set here. Let's go ahead and get that into operational mode there, and our approach course is going to be 061. So let's go ahead and dial that in. We'll get a little bit ahead of this because it's going to get busy. All right, 061 set. We just need 1,600 feet per minute. We're coming right on top of that. There's through 14,000. We need to get down to 11. Here we are coming in. We are about 8 miles out. Yep, that jives right here. Alright, so we still need 17. We're going to have to pull the power back just a little bit more here. Get our speed down here. Our vertical speed required right now is showing 1760. We dropped off just a little bit, so we'll pull the power out a little bit more. And we're going to go ahead and tune this down to 5,000 now. So we're coming up on our 11,000 foot. And we're almost at 11,000. 12.5 now, 1,500 more to go across before we cross, and we're about 3.5 out. We should be right on the money there crossing. 1730. Nudge in a little bit of power here. Comes up 11.9. We're 2.5 out now. Just a touch of power here to slow this up. Got 1.5 miles here before we cross. GPS is going to do some recalculating now for our next vertical restriction as we cross. Alright, so we need 650, so we're going to add a little bit of power. We don't need to go down quite as fast right now. That should start. We're going to maintain our indicated airspeed, still 220 knots. And we need about 630. Right at it. So I'm managing my vertical descent rate with my throttles, running indicated airspeed mode on the descent. So here indicated airspeed is set. We're still at 220, so we're just letting the aircraft pitch to maintain 220, and we're managing our descent rate, looking at our vertical speed here for VNAV, and adding power and taking away power to either increase or decrease our vertical rate of speed, or vertical rate of descent. Folks are all right back there in the cabin, I guess. I'm going to get some wing views set back there. I need to do that after this flight. That'll be for the next one. So we're still needing 600 feet per minute. We're right at it. Alright, still needing 600. We're sitting right at it. 9,600 now. We're aiming for 5,000 at Saudi. And then after that, we got to be above 2,300. So 5,000 Saudi. Then we're going to be picking up vectors. But from Saudi, we're going to go activate to AK. Actually, we might do a little something different. We might go on to UTAC. We'll figure it out momentarily. Let's keep our heading bug synced up because we may have to go into heading mode here shortly. May do some vectoring of our own here. So we're going to want to get down to about 2,500 at least. So why don't we go ahead and set 2,500 and we're going to pretend ATC is giving us a little something different. And we are going to go into heading mode. Heading mode select. And we're going to descend a little quicker now. We're going to pull the power out and get ourselves down to 2,500. We're going to go down at about 2,000 feet per minute. Maybe just shy of that. There we go. Instead of flying, so what we're going to do, just in case you want to know, we're not going to fly this all the way out here to Saudi and then fly the whole thing. We're going to come on out to Condon, and then we're going to make a turn and come back and intercept the ILS. So we're just going to kind of vector ourselves there, give us a little time to lose some altitude. Coming through 7,300 now on our way down to 2,500, and at 2,500 we ought to be able to get ourselves set up to intercept the ILS here. Course is 061, ILS is 1091, 1091 is set. Alright, so what else we can do here is get our CDI then changed over to VLOT because we're on heading mode. So now we got our localizer, we'll pick up our localizer here. Alright, so we've already passed the localizer at this point. We're going to continue our descent down, losing some altitude here. Probably just do a little bit of a circle. So there's through 4,800. Alright, we're going to start getting ourselves all set up here for landing. Taxi lights are on, auto ignition's on, alright, that's all looking good. Let's get our fuel pumps to the on position here. Still looking good here. Taxi lights, nav lights, strobe lights. Alright, good. Alright, so 3,800 now. Still descending at 220 knots, and we're in heading mode here. Alright, so we're going to make a right turn now. We're going to just kind of loop ourselves around. We'll stop at 300 for now. We'll probably continue that turn on around here actually to about 360. That should get us roughly to intercept the ILS then. So we're down to 2,700 now. I'm going to level off at 25. Alright, we're going to go to about 010. There we go. We'll hold that heading. Pick up the power here just a little bit because we're leveling off, so we don't want to lose our speed. Alright, we're going to go try to intercept right here. We're going on course of 360 now. Show you what this looks like here. Made a little loop. We're going to go intercept the ILS now. And we are on VLOT now. We are on 1091. And all we'll have to do is watch this intercept, and then we'll go back to nav mode, then approach mode. So here's what it's looking like. Straight now to intercept. It's going to be almost perfect. We're going to watch this needle. As it starts coming in, we'll press local, we'll pass nav mode here. And then that'll get us to intercept the ILS. Plane will pitch to the right, or turn to the right to intercept. Then we'll hit the approach button to get our descent in. UTEC. Alright, we should start to see this needle starting to move here just any minute. DME is about 12.6. Alright, we're going to go nav mode here. Alright, there's the turn. Intercept the ILS. And then we're going to go ahead and go to approach mode. And you can see glide slope approach. Alright.
Delta in 7.8 miles.
Alright, at 200 knots we can hit approach flaps. So we're going to bring the power back just a little bit here. Start getting ourselves set up for our approach. 200 knots we can get flap, approach, and then at 180 we can go gear down. Just easing the power out now. Coming up on 200. Hopefully we're going to start descending here. A little bit worried. Not seeing a glide slope. Yeah, here's the glide slope over here. So that's coming. We'll start pitching down here momentarily. We need to go back, add just a little bit of power here. Glide slope is about to come in. Where's our missed approach here? Missed approach is 1800. Glide slope is there. We're pitching down. Here we go. So, all right, so power back a little bit. Let's get ourselves down to below 200 knots. Get our approach flaps in. Already got our lights and everything set. Let's get that gear warning silenced. All right, there's 200 knots. Approach flaps coming in. You can see approach flaps are down. All right, speed's coming off. At 180, we're going to go gear down. All right, here comes gear down. Now we're watching for blue line, and we're also watching for... We'll have to get our final approach flaps in here. Got 200 feet set for decision height. have a feeling we're going right down to it. This heading bug is synced up. 1800 set. Missed approach. Here we go, guys. All right, we're adding a little bit of power because we're coming up on blue line here.
Final runway 06.
All right. All right, let's go ahead and go full flaps, and we're going to have to add a little bit of power here to keep it in blue line. We're going to increase our drag there. All right, yaw dampers off. Autopilot is still on. Not sure if that's the proper way of doing that, but
500. 500.
all right, I got lights. I see a flashing light. All right, props are going full forward. I've got the runway lights, but I don't really have a good visual yet on the runway. All right, got it. Autopilot's off. It's my airplane. Right down to minimums. There's the touchdown. Nice. Good smooth landing. And we'll go reverse. And welcome to Nantucket, y'all. Alright, reversers are done. Not bad. 41 minutes. New Haven over to Nantucket. And down pretty much to minimums. I'm going to take it. I like it. Nice smooth approach. All right, we'll get her stopped right here. And let's go ahead and get our flaps cleaned up. And let's get some landing lights off. And get our fuel vents and our pitot heats off as well. We can get our auto ignition and auto feather off. We don't need our windshield heat anymore either. Stall warning, don't need that. Nav light, beacon light, we'll get our strobe light off, and we can get our fuel pumps off as well. Alright, and here we go. Let's take her into the terminal here. Yeah, we're definitely going to need some scenery here at Nantucket. It's still the default scenery for now, but it's a good flight. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you did too. We thank you if you're watching. So hit that like and subscribe button and keep coming back. We'll keep making more videos. Again, this is the Black Square Analog King Air. Fantastic airplane. All the Black Square aircraft are fantastic, to be honest. Really like the Baron as well, the B-58. Park it right here. Yep. Just bring her right up here, and I'm gonna call her done. Park her there, and parking brake can come on. All right, parking brake is on. And let's go up here to the overhead, get our seatbelt signs off, and get our master panel lights off as well. And let's go here, get auto off, cabin master, furnace, get our environmentals coming off here. And let's go here and get our recog light off. And what else we got? Taxi light can be off. Get our left and right inverters off. Alright, that said, let's bring our props back a little bit here to And then let's go ahead and get our avionics master off. And let's kill the mixtures here. Condition levers to fuel cutoff. Alright. And with that, we can get the batteries out and let's listen to her spool down. I love to hear this thing spool down. Alright. Welcome to Nantucket, y'all. We appreciate you tagging along with us tonight. I enjoyed the flight. Hopefully you did too. That's going to do it for this evening. Until next time, 716 Delta Mike. We'll see ya.